Good. You are looking live here at the bracket that we have been playing for a couple weeks now, the NFL's worst team, in an aptly named Toilet Bowl, in which we are down to our final 8. The 76 Buccaneers who went winless, the 62 Oakland Raiders who only won a game, the 89 Dallas who only won a game, Miami of 07 who only won 1 or 2, and the others as Dallas and Kansas City, Houston, and Buffalo round out the last 8 here in the Toilet Bowl. As we take a look at the full bracket again and we go over some of the great games that we had last time, Tennessee beat Tampa Bay, and what would have been an upset if Tampa Bay would have won and Tampa Bay advances. Taking a look at Atlanta and Oakland, my favorite to go all the way and lose the championship game, which means wins it, is the Oakland Raiders. They're still in Indianapolis and Dallas. Indianapolis, a big upset. Detroit, the winless team. Now, here's a funny one. Cleveland, winless. They win by 2 points. Detroit, winless. They win by 3 points. And remember that fact as we come back to it, a very, very interesting fact as we come back. It goes to today's game. And as we take a look, now we will go to that was the left side of the bracket. Can we go back real quick to the bracket of the back? Sorry about that. The Dallas Texans, one of the favorites to go to the championship game against Kansas City, and Houston Oilers against O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson's first team, the 78 San Francisco 49ers, won, and now he's trying to get totally out of the tournament of the 71 Buffalo Bills. Today, taking a look at ISOing the brackets, the 8 teams left. Today's matchup, Tampa Bay and Oakland. The other matchups, Dallas and Miami, and Dallas Texans and Kansas City, and Houston and Buffalo are the other ones. In any other year, these might be really awesome because remember, Tampa Bay and Oakland was a Super Bowl. Dallas and Miami, proud histories. The same Kansas City just has been in 2 straight Super Bowls, and Houston and Buffalo were nasty rivals in the early 90s. But no, not us. This is the Toilet Bowl. And today's matchup will be the winless Tampa Bay Buccaneers of 1976 against the 1-win Oakland Raiders of 1962 that somehow beat a Patriots team that was 9-4-1 that year and possibly could have knocked them out of a championship game appearance. It's funny because Tampa Bay, as bad as NFL Films wants to make them look, they have talent on the team. Their quarterback was Steve Spurrier, one of the first people ever to drink Gatorade at the University of Florida, as he was on that experimental team where they rolled it out in the late 60s. And he played with the 49ers, and he played well throughout his NFL career. And now he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ironically, and before you turn off the broadcast, I will say Steve Young is on this team. You might say, Steve Young? Yes, he's the left tackle. Not the quarterback at BYU. He was still in high school here. Oakland Raiders, the year before they were gone, they lost their first 2 games 99-0. But that was 1961. And kind of like the 1989 Steelers, they grouped themselves and they played some close games in the AFL in 1962. But instead of winning only 2 games, they only won 1 game, and it was the lowest winning percentage in the history of the AFL. So we're going to be here at Tampa Bay. It is at Tampa Stadium. It is 1962 Oakland against 1976 Tampa Bay. And we're going to be ready to go. Green's going to kick it off. And we are ready to go, and we're underway. We're underway on a deep kick, and here come the Oakland Raiders. From the 6-yard line, here comes Daniels up to the 30. Oakland again up to the 35. Remember, we are in the later rounds, so we're only dealing with bad teams. You might see crazy games and scores at this point, as it'll be first down and 10 for Oakland. And Davidson, the quarterback, they're going to go on the screen. Here's Daniels. And that'll be second down. I believe that was Clem Daniels for Oakland. And if it was, then he was on the 67 team that played in the Super Bowl. So it'll be second down. White, Dorsey, Craig, and Fuller, the 4 receivers. Back to throw is Davidson. He throws down the middle, and it's incomplete. It'll be third down and 7 now for Oakland. Third and 7 for the Raiders. Back to throw. Davidson through the middle. It's incomplete again. And now there's a penalty. And these are going to be huge today. It'll be on Tampa Bay, and bad teams do this. It'll be first and 10 in Tampa Bay territory for Oakland. Oakland looks different. No, we did mod it. These are the correct uniforms. They give to Clem, and he goes to the near side. It'll be a gain of 2. These are the correct uniforms for Oakland. This isn't a generic thing. They just didn't go to the silver pirate yet that we're all used to. It'll be second down and 8. And Davidson again, he's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. It'll be third down, and the incomplete parade continues. Third and 8. They have Daniels in a broken eye. Back to throw. They're going to throw through the middle and incomplete again. That is 6 straight incomplete passes, but they had the penalty the one time, and Morrow will come in to kick. Interesting that they're throwing, and they haven't tried the running game. They must respect Tampa Bay's defense, and it gets out on to the 8-yard line. So Tampa Bay, it'll be first down and 10. Spurrier with Carter in the backfield and Williams. And Spurrier is just going to get a yard. It'll be second down and 8. Second and 8, Williams and Carter. And they give to Carter, it'll be up the middle. And it'll be third down and 6. So right now they're trying to pound the middle. And Spurrier on the 3rd and 6. They want to get out of everything. They give to Carter and they get nothing. It'll be 4th and 8. Early on, and Tampa Bay is going to have to kick here at the big sombrero, as Chris Berman would call it, of ESPN. And it's going to be deep. And Garner to the 40-yard line. So at the Big Sombrero, this stadium has housed some really good games, including Super Bowl 25. And, well, let's see how this one turns out. It'll be first down and 10. And that's going to be incomplete, a 7th straight, as Oakland and Tampa Bay. 7 straight. Second down and 10. Davidson again. That's going to be 8 straight incompletions. And wow, I'll tell you what, we haven't even got 5 minutes into this game. He's, I believe, like 0 for 8 or 1 for 9. Davidson again. He's going to throw, and it's going to be 9 straight incompletions. And now they're going to kick. Here we go. This is just like Frankenstein. What have we done? And this game could be very unique. This is going to be punched back. It'll be in the end zone, and Tampa Bay gets breathing room. So it'll be first down Tampa Bay at their own 20-yard line. Oakland and Tampa. Back to throw is Spurrier. He's going to throw it. It's going to be deep and incomplete again. So it'll be second down. Tampa Bay, of course, the last time ran the football a few times. Second down, the slight rollout by Spurrier. The throw and incomplete again. It'll be third down and 10. Yes, third and 10. Spurrier. What have we done? Dr. Frankenstein. And it is incomplete again, and it's going to be fourth down. We are probably going to put Canadian rules on this game, where it is, if you throw the incomplete pass, we put it on the hash, we won't even stop the clock. It'll be fourth down and 10. Green. And this game, we told you, is going to be bizarre, as it'll be Lewis again. Lewis This is like a straight out of the 1930s game. And it'll be first down and 10. 10 minutes to go. Each team has had the ball twice, 4 possessions in 5 minutes, and finally a run by Daniels. Remember, they have 9 straight incomplete passes. It'll be second down. Davidson, he's going to throw it. It's going to be deep, and it's going to be number 10. So 10 straight for Oakland. It'll be third down and 6. Third and 6. I don't know. You make quarterback. Oh, they get smart. They give it to Daniels on first down and more. Daniels will go, and they'll go for a touchdown. Oh, they got smart finally. There, they got smart. They figured, we don't have to lose this game. And they give to Clem Daniels. And this thing is the early score. It might be the only score. Who knows? And Clem Daniels will go all the way. And he'll start, when I say we start the adventure, oh my goodness, they have a long extra point in this one. 3 plays, 48 yards, 2 incomplete passes. So this is the long one. Let's see. The kick will be up. It is over. And this one is good. And I'm not even going to pronounce that last name. And it is 3 plays, 48 yards in 50 seconds. And I can't even say it. I'm going to eat a handful of peanuts here and see if I can try it. Okay, I get Johnny in. Mike in the truck, thank you very much. I heard through my earpiece. I get Johnny in, and thank you very much. And well, get ready for your statistical analyst of this one. You might need to start preparing now. It's going to be a kickoff here for Oakland. And this is deep. It is going to be into the end zone. Of course, they're going to run it out because it's the wrong decision. And Carter won't even make it to the 20. So it'll be first down and 10. So Spurrier, Williams, and Carter. Spurrier to throw. He's going to throw to intercepted by Reeves. Intercepted. And I'm going to tell you right now that Oakland should just take a knee 3 times and kick a field goal. Spurrier. And right down the middle, that is Reeves. It is not Dan Reeves. It's spelled differently. For some of you that remember Dan Reeves played in the same kind of the era, this isn't him. Believe me, he wouldn't be associated with this. First down and 10. We still got 9. We're not even halfway through the first. Davidson, and he doesn't have a spine anymore. As Rudolph just rips it out, it'll be second and 18. Second and 18. And back to throw Davidson. They're going to try a screen. Here's Robertson, and they get back the original yards, 5 of the 8. It'll be third and 13. Now we're approaching halfway. Davidson, he's sacked again. And that's Toomey with the sack, so that's huge. And what are they going to do for kicking? Oh, this is beautiful. They're going to punt from the 27. Oh, this is beautiful. And this is huge. So apparently their kicker can hit extra points, but not these short things. And they're going to punt it, and they're going to put it deep. Oh, my goodness. And so it was out of his range. A 23-yard punt from the 27-yard line. That's okay. All right. I had this happen once before. If you play this game often, in some of the old games, if it's out of the range, I once had a punt on the 9-yard line. That's my record, and I have the video. I should put it my greatest hits or something like lowest hits. First down and 10. 7 minutes to go. We're just halfway through, and that play was so ugly we didn't want to show it. Spurrier to McKay, and it'll be McKay the split end, a gain of 4. It'll be second and 6. Not bad, not bad. Second down and 6. The good thing is we have a score, which means Tampa Bay might have to score again to tie it up. It'll be a first down. Spurrier to McKay. First down and 10. I wonder what he's going to do here. No, he's going to run it, and Carter a couple yards. So it'll be second down and 7. This is actually looking like a drive. Second down and 7. And the handoff to Carter. Carter again, about a gain of 3. A gain of 5. Sorry about that. Third down and 2. So third and 2 for Spurrier. The handoff again, and a first down and more. Here comes Johnson. This is going to be a running game. Thank God, because it's not going to last too long. First down and 10. So here comes Spurrier. He hands it again. He gives to Carter. It'll be 2nd down and 8. They're methodically going down the field like my grass grows outside my apartment. 2nd down, Spurrier. They hand it off. Carter again. And it'll be 3rd and 6. The best part about this is when both teams are lousy, your run and pass options are really even. You can run from here because their defense can't stop anything. 3rd and 6. And Spurrier, he's going to roll out. He throws it, and you could just take a guess. Go ahead, close your eyes, and guess what that was? It was incomplete. It was 4th and 6. And here comes Green to kick. 2.5 to go here in the first. And they'll kick it. It'll be over to the near side. Nobody's going to return it because they might run the wrong way. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Oakland. They're going to take a look. They're going to hand it off to Miller. I think Oakland's going to go very ultra conservative here because Tampa Bay, they started to look a little good, but statistically, they can't keep that up. 2nd down and 6. Davidson to the near side, and that happened before. It'll be 3rd down and 6. So 3rd down and 6. Back, they're going to hand it off to Miller. They're just taking time off here. It'll be 4th and 4. Statistically, Spurrier completed at least one pass. So I don't know if he can have another drive where he completes at least one pass. So that's why they're playing very conservative. And here's Morrow to kick. It's going to be, what you expect. And to the 33, the return by Moore to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 with a minute to go. The broken eye, Williams is away from the tight end. They hand it to him, and they're going to get about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7, under a half minute, could be the last play of the first. They hand it off to Carter, and he's going to get 3 more. It'll be 3rd and 4. The end of the first quarter, I don't know how we got here. It is Oakland 7 and Tampa Bay nothing. And look at those stats. Prorated, they're on an 8 for 40 pace and an 8 for 28, which isn't too bad for Tampa Bay. 1 turnover for Tampa Bay, and that was the interception. 1 15-yard penalty. They punted 7 times. The thing about it, we're on pace for 28 kicks. 3rd down conversions, terrible. So what I'm going to do right now is put Mike on the truck. Mike in the truck, I'm putting you on the spot. I want you to try and statistically analyze this. Go ahead, try to, because I'm kind of at a loss right now.
Well, start laughing because that's what we have. Look at the total offense, 49 to 43. Oakland has 8 yards passing. Tampa Bay has 10. 8 and 10. Each has only completed 2 passes. Technically 3 for Tampa Bay. They threw the pick. This is going to be a battle. The way I'm looking at it is Oakland is going to receive the second half kickoff. So they're going to be stuck in their territory, which is going to give Tampa decent field position, so they could possibly score. Oakland, they got to get for the interception. They couldn't kick the field goal because it was out of the field goal kicker's range, and it was it would have been like 40-something yards, maybe.
Oh God, yeah.
This game is going to be utterly ridiculous in a fun way. Tampa Bay actually has about coming up on 2 minutes more time of possession. What I think is going to happen is, I don't know, Tampa Bay is the only team that halfway had a drive. I think this is going to come down to, you're going to see a repeat of all these statistics. 1 turnover deep in somebody's territory could be the difference. Plus, I think this whole half is going to be Oakland scoring unless Tampa Bay has a drive because of field position, and then you could see the opposite in the second half. It's going to be, we have to receive the ball in the second half. We got to get, we're not going to get 10 yards. We just have to hope our punter gets us out of a mess.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to it's going to end up fun, like as in National Lampoon's Vacation. This is a journey. And I think if you are tuning in right now, you're embarking on a journey. It's one of those that you don't want to leave. You just want to be a part of it. You've gone so far and you just got to see how it ends. You hold all phone calls. This thing is going to it's going to end up weird. The one thing I do want to tell you is the ratings. I don't think we're going to have 100 combined between the two. We have 35, 39 and a half for one. How about the other guy? And nothing. So I think it's funny because if you just spike the ball into the ground every play, you get like 30 or something like that. It's like writing your name on the SATs. You get like 400 points. And then some people I know scored 200. So it's I'll tell you what, right now, this is one of those tough. It's funny because we have a running back, Johnson, Essex Johnson. And one thing I failed to mention, he's the Cincinnati Bengals all-time leading rusher. Is he? Yeah, there he is. He had one rush for 13 yards. That guy's the Cincinnati Bengals all-time leading rusher, and he's one of the 3 original Bengals left in the league in 1976. And judging by his running, give it to Essex the whole time. 13 yards. He's the only breath of life that they have. So as we're going to go to the second quarter, let's see what happens here. I mean, Clem Daniels is not bad. Look at Daniels. 50 yards on 3 attempts. He had 44 on 1, and he had 3, I think it was 44, 3, and 3. And he's doing well. I just don't see that happening again. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 to begin the second quarter. Spurrier. And it's caught by Moore, and he trips over his own feet. And they're going to give it to Garner, the tackle, as he touches him. But watch this. This is the Buccaneers right here. This is the 76 Bucs. He's wide open, breaks all his tackle, boop, like there. Trips on its own feet. That is the Buccaneers in a nutshell. He's going to tie the game, and he trips over his shoelaces. 1st down and 10. This might be known as a shoelace game. They give to Carter. Carter again, the original Cincinnati Bengal. And it's going to be a 1st down. He's got 2 rushes, and he's got to be averaging about 13 and a half. He goes to the 15-yard line, so it's 14 yards to 13 and a half. There it is. A rush, it'll be 1st down. 1st and 10. Spurrier, they give it to Carter again. Now he trips over that. Man, this turf is terrible. It is just an old Tampa Bay sombrero in the 70s. 2nd and 7. Spurrier, he's going to give it to Carter. He fumbles the football, but he's going to get it back. It'll be 3rd down and 10. The question is, how good is their kicker? We might see a 9-7 final. 3rd down, Spurrier. He's going to throw it deep. It's caught by Owens. Enough? And no, it's going to be 4th and 1. So they don't get enough. And now here's Green to kick. It will be 34. It's going to be a 1st down. It doesn't matter whether they make it or not. It's going to be a 1st down. It's offsides on Oakland. And my goodness, I hope if they score, they go for 2. Because if it's 7-7, we might be here for a while. 1st down and 10. Spurrier, and they give it to Essex Carter, who's had a good day today. And it's going to be down to the 9-yard line to gain a 3. 2nd and 7. They hand it off to Williams. Williams through, he scores! Williams puts it in. There's a penalty, of course, because of the Bucs. And there's a penalty on the play. I'm trying to see if it was a hold. And let's see what it is. And it is a hold. So that's your Buccaneers for you. That's them. That's them. Talent, okay, they're bad, but not as bad. But that's the mistakes that makes them 0-14. So they only played 3 games within 1 score that year. Spurrier, they give it to Moore. And it's going to be a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 11. 10 and a half to go here in a second. Spurrier, they give it to Carter. And he's going to be tackled by McMurtry. And here we go again. So why even take the penalty? If he misses this, there's another flag. This is up. It is over. And what is this? It's good, but they got to do it again. And I will tell you this. This is one of the most unique. This reminds me of when the Arizona Cardinals had 11 chances from the Eagles' 1-yard line, And that was incredible because of penalties and all that. I'll never forget. I think it was 1991. And this is going to be another kick. This one will be 33 yards. And there it is. It is up. It is over. And his third kick is good. He's 3 for 1 in field goals. If that makes sense. If you're watching this game, that absolutely makes sense. Right now, it's Oakland 7 and Tampa Bay 3. As Tampa Bay goes down the field, not a half bad looking drive until those last few plays. But that's why Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay. And there's the kick. It's going to be deep. And here comes Oakland. They're going to get it in the goal line. They're going to get it in the end zone. And Robertson will smartly take a knee. I think the fact that he had 3 Buccaneers in his face coming down, charging after him had something to do with that. 1st and 10 for Davidson. And Miller and Daniels in the backfield. Davidson ignoring his running back that's getting all the yards and throwing an incomplete pass here. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10. Davidson, is he going to give it to Daniels? No, that would be smart, but here comes Boydston, and Boydston will go, and here's Boydston now to the 41. Davidson to Boydston, and you take a look, Boydston, the tight end on this one. He gets past 2 Buccaneers. The third one is not even close in the tackle. He almost breaks it, but he runs out of gas. Sorry about that. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for Oakland. For those of you listening here, I'm broadcasting from Chiang Mai, and the allergies are insane. So that is one thing why I sneezed here. It'll be 1st and 10 for Oakland as they're driving
Chris,
into Tampa Bay.
this is Mike in the truck. I just wanted to jump in real quick. The sad thing is, you would think normally Oakland gets 10 yards. They're in field goal position. They may have to get about 25 to 30 yards to get in field goal position for their kicker, literally, if they have to kick a field goal. 10 yards is not going to cut it. They may have to go 25 to 30 to get in his range.
I'm even gonna go like this. I'm gonna one up it. They might have 30 yards from here to I would say 30. Okay, you said 30. So I'm going to say 30 yards. I totally agree with you. I'm looking at this guy's range is maybe the extra point, and that's because they have to. I mean, what are you going to do? Go for 2 on the first thing? You want to see what your kicker does. So, I mean extra point. I mean the 1962 extra point. 1st and 10, Oakland and Tampa Bay. It's 7-3 here. They hand it off to Miller. He gets nothing there. 2nd and 12, and it hurts when you have a game like this. Though it's not been as bad as the first 5 minutes. We've had some drives here, not too bad. 2nd down, they stack to the near side of Ken. It's going to be incomplete, and everything I say goes opposite as that poor incomplete pass. 3rd and 12. Davidson's back to throw another incomplete pass, and there it is. It'll be 4th down and 12, and now they're going to use their best offensive weapon of the day. Here's Morrow, and this could be the best defensive weapon as a block kick. And Reese will go to the 11-yard line up to the 12. So it'll be 1st and 10. 8 minutes to go for the Buccaneers. And they hand it off to Williams, and it's going to be a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Essex Johnson has actually been the best. They screen it to Carter, and Carter's only going to get about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 4. We're halfway through the second now. 3rd and 4. Back to throw Spurrier, and they're going to throw, and he does what he does so well and throws that right into the ground. And it'll be 4th down and 4. Here's Green to kick by the end zone where they couldn't make their mind up what they wanted to display. It'll be Garner to the 49. That reminds me of those old college end zones on the AstroTurf where you could see the pro and the college team, and then they started combining symbols. And then they're like, oh, well, if we color the whole end zone, then that means you can't see the other thing. But then, like the Miami Dolphins used to be unique in that, and they just put Orange Bowl in it. But in Joe Robbie, I remember seeing one time, it was like, no, it was Phoenix. It wasn't Joe Robbie. It was Arizona State. And Arizona State had colorful end zones, and the Phoenix Cardinals would play there. and it was a mess. It was all grass and it was paint. It was terrible. It'll be first down and 10 for Oakland. Of course, these teams wouldn't know what an end zone looks like. First down and 10, they would wonder there's another penalty as Daniels gets two, and they're going to be back. They might as well punt on first and 20. Here it comes, the incomplete pass by Davidson. So we're just going to call it there, and he's going to do that, and he's going to do that. So it'll be second and 20. Here comes a draw play that might get 3 yards. Second down. Oh, they're going to throw it, and they get it to Daniels, and that'll be short. It'll be about 6 yards, third and 14. So third down and really 5 miles here. In Oakland terms, they throw. It's caught by Craig. He fumbles the football, but he's going to get it back. It's a first down. So Oakland, it's a first down here. Watch this, Davidson. He's going to have time. And this front four, actually, believe it or not, if you want to say that's a mediocre for Tampa Bay, they don't have strengths on this team. They just have a mediocre. And their front four is really their mediocre. And that is, but right there, no penetration. They give to Miller and they're mediocre. See the defensive line does their best there. It'll be second and 10. Second down and 10. They give to Daniels, and he loses two. It'll be third and 13. So they're just successfully holding on to this ball forever. Oakland is. Davidson, and it's going to be incomplete. And now they're going to try and punt it to the end zone. What I said before is you don't want to mistake a bad team for a bad kicker, but here you can do it. So Oakland and Tampa Bay. But Morrow has been good today. He's been nailing Tampa Bay back. So the punting side, he's been good. He's had so much practice. And as I say that, it goes into the end zone. Morrow, 44 yards, but it'll be first and 10 for Tampa Bay. Trips to the near side. Spurrier, and does what he does the best. Second down and 10. His target was the 3 on the ground. They give it to Johnson, and they'll get about a gain of 4, third down. Approaching 3 minutes to go. They moved, so they got to get it again. Essex Carter. And that is going to be declined here, and it'll be 4th and 9. So 4th and 9 for Green, and now there's the kick. Deep, and a nice kick. The punting is doing well. Their legs are all warmed up for this one. And Oakland will get it back. So here comes Oakland, 1st and 10, 2.5 minutes. They run it up the middle. He fumbles, and Tampa Bay gets it. Tampa Bay will get the football, and that's one of the ways they're going to score. Miller up the middle, and you can see this here. Oh, my goodness. And Tampa Bay is going to have a shot here. 2.5 minutes. Here's Spurrier. The throw to the near side. They got Carter, and it'll be 2nd and 8. That'll be the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes. It's Oakland 7, Tampa Bay 3, and this thing resembling slightly what we call a football game. But I will tell you, Mike in the truck, Tampa Bay is up to 50% in passing. They're going short, but we were laughing about the passing 10-8 in the first quarter. And now all of a sudden they're really picking it up, but they're doing it with the short passes.
That's about all they can do. I think both teams, that's about all they can do. Spurrier is going to be better statistically, you got to figure, than Oakland. But it's, I think it's good. They're actually winning on time of possession by 4 minutes, but 4 to 5 minutes. But the MVP, if Oakland wins, could be their punter. If he can keep nailing them back and making Tampa Bay have to drive, the punter could be the MVP. But Tampa's got a chance here. Even if it's a field goal, you redeem yourself a little bit, and hopefully they can get a touchdown for their sake. But even a field goal, you've got a completely different ball game, because it may only be a 4-point lead for Oakland, but it's a war of attrition. So, and Oakland is going to receive the ball in the second half, which means their field position is going to be 3 and out, and they're in big trouble.
Well, I think the one thing that I've noticed, and when I say this, people probably go, "Oh yeah," if they followed the series. In the first game, it was a bloodbath. In the next game, we had a lot of injuries. In the third game, there wasn't any. In this game, there isn't any. These teams are hitting so soft that we have not had one injury in the last two games after having bloodbaths in the first two. And what that tells me is it looks like they're going to wear down very quickly. And it looks like somebody's going to break one off running. Just go. They're just going to keep going. Then they're going to go out of the stadium, put a bag over their head, get in their car, and drive away because they know the other team's not going to score. They don't want to be associated with scoring the touchdown. They want to run. Who was that scorer by? Oh, I don't know. He left. Oh, well. So I would say that would be one thing. You look at the first downs. There is 202 yards of offense on 8 first downs. Tampa Bay is so bad, they are running the West Coast offense in Florida. So Oakland, Oakland, when you sim them, they always have those passing statistics in the 60s. They're always less than 15 completions in 40 attempts. And that's true in the late 60s with LaMonica and Blanda in the mid 60s. That's so true of the Raiders. But right here, I really like Spurrier's 7-14. It could lead them to a victory so they could sit home and watch Oakland. Oakland might get destroyed in the next round. So here we go. It's 7-3, 2 minutes to go. Spurrier's going to attempt to resemble something looking like a hurry up. And to have a hurry up offense, you have to complete a pass. Hence, hurry up because the clock will run. 3rd and 8. 1:53 to go. Back to throw, Spurrier. And he's going to throw it to the 20-yard line. And he hits the 20-yard line, but there's nobody there. It'll be 4th and 8. And here's Green. They could use their timeouts, get a good return, and get a field goal. And Green, I think he's kicking and punting. So Green to the 34. It's out of bounds. So here it is. 1st down and 10. Here's Davidson to throw. They're going to throw. Intercepted! What are they doing? They got one of the worst quarterbacks in the history of the league. This guy's probably packing groceries 3 years ago. And he's throwing in a goal. They throw it right to Tampa Bay. Oh, my goodness. I can see why they're 1-13. Oh, my goodness. You run, make Tampa Bay use their timeouts. I don't know even why they gambled, because when you gamble, there's an upside. Like there's something that can go right when you gamble. That wasn't a gamble. That was, I don't know, insanity. 1st down and 10 for Tampa Bay. After the blitz is on, they throw it. And that's going to be Owens. They have all 3 timeouts, so time is not going to be a factor. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. Spurrier. And they pitch it to Johnson. And he's not going to get a thing. It'll be 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. Spurrier might just take a knee. Just so they can kick the field goal. And it'll be 4th and 7. They want to save time so Oakland can throw another interception. Here's Green. So Green is doing both. And it'll be up and over, and it's 7-6. So Green has made the field goal, and Tampa didn't have to do a thing. They just played it safe, and here comes Green to kick. All the teams have all the field goals, so Tampa Bay might have a lead. Here's Clem Daniels, and Daniels to the 20, and he's to the 27, and it'll be a 26-yard return. So it'll be 1st and 10. Let's see what they do. They hand it to Daniels, and of course he goes straight out of bounds for some reason. 2nd down and 5. They're not 1-13 without practice. Davidson, he's going to throw, and that's to nobody. It'll be 3rd down. There's a penalty. And it's going to be an eligible receiver. And are they going to accept it? Yes, they will. I don't know about that. Maybe you take the 3rd and 5 and hope they punt and get some time. 2nd and 10. And Davidson's just, he fumbled again! He fumbled, and that's going to be Tampa Bay who gets it. It could be 9-7 at the half. Oh, my goodness. Davidson, now you can't, they're just bad. They're just bad. I mean, that's what you do right there. They should have done it earlier. But that was, oh my goodness. Like, what do you say to this? So expect the unexpected. We said it the last game. Spurrier, and he's going to give to Carter. And Carter Essex Carter, it'll be 2nd and 5. Tampa Bay with the timeout. They'll probably throw one more. This is field goal yardage right here. Essex Carter, and it's going to be out of bounds. 3rd and 2. So here comes Green. This will be a 42-yard attempt. 42 for Green. And here they go. The snap, the spot. Dickinson will hold it. Green, it is up, it is over, and Tampa Bay has a 9-7 lead at the half. With 1 second to go, Green, a 42-yard kick. That's incredible. Tampa Bay, a 9-7 lead. The greatest part about that, it means there won't be overtime. Here comes Daniels. Daniels again. Oh, no. Almost. Almost. Oh, my goodness. And we're at the half. Oh, my. I'll tell you what, this wackiness is picking up. It's gone from Pop Warner to junior high school in quality level. And right now, we're looking at only 8 first downs, but we have 224 yards on 8 first downs. So some big plays, but those turnovers by Oakland, as we go to Mike in the truck, those turnovers for Oakland, brutal. Brutal. 6 points on 2 huge turnovers.
Oakland's giving the game away. They're giving the game away. Why would you throw deep in your own territory with not a whole lot of time? You run the ball, you eat up the clock, and you get out of the half. So they gave him 3 points with the pick, and then they gave him another 3 points with the fumble. The fumble, don't take this wrong way, is more forgivable because at least they were trying to run the ball. I'm surprised that the quarterback ran it, but Oakland just gave Tampa Bay 6 points on a silver platter. So Oakland literally just gave them the lead on a silver platter. I think the second half, remember, Tampa's kicking off to Oakland. This is a war of field position. If Oakland doesn't get a good drive, and they're not going to drive down the field, you got to figure. But if they don't get a good enough drive where they can punt the ball deep and pin Tampa Bay back deep, they could be in real trouble right now. They just gave those 2 turnovers might have just given Tampa Bay the game.
You know, one of the parts of being a good coach, and John McKay is a good coach. He turned this team that you're watching into an almost Super Bowl team in 48 months? 48 months. So he's a good coach. I don't know about a guy that shares the last name as a comedian, Feldman, Marty Feldman. My goodness, a part of being a good coach, though, is knowing your team. And when you know you're horrible, and you don't say this to players, you don't go somebody unless you're Chuck Noll or Bill Belichick and say, you're horrible, so you're going to do this. Unless you're one of those two, of course, they have 10 Super Bowls between them. I mean, you're going to do stuff, though, in the back of your mind. You're going to say this team is horrible. And you're going to filter it through, and it's going to come out like, okay, they're horrible. So what do we do with a horrible quarterback? Oh, let's make them throw a timing pattern to the outside with a risk reward. We're doing all this for a 6-yard gain? What's the big deal? You need to use Tampa Bay, their timeouts. Tampa Bay has to use their timeouts because then when they get the punt, what are they going to do? At worst, it'll be 7-6, going into the half. They fumble, they throw the interception. It's now 7-6, and then the quarterback sneak. Okay, I can see that, but you have somebody in Clem Daniels who is running the football really well and has not fumbled, and right now hasn't given away a fumble. And when you look at that, and you're like, okay, give it to Clem, because when you run, you have the possibility. When you run plays at the end, you still run aggressive running plays. Because I remember Pitt Miami. It was Pitt Miami. It was 2001, and Pitt was up 14-7 against number 1 Miami in the Orange Bowl. And Miami's trying to run out the clock, but what do? They're going to run out the clock. They give it to Willis McGahee, but they do an aggressive running play and he goes 67 yards for a touchdown. I mean, my goodness, if that's what you try and do, a quarterback sneak with a quarterback. When you have a really good running back, I see your point in excusing that, and I excuse it too, because that's just, it happens. But my goodness, they are not utilizing, if you go to the rushing attack, you'll see this for Oakland. I want everybody to take a look at the rushing statistic here for Oakland. We got to take a look at that guy named C. Daniels. He's not the banjo player. This is Clem Daniels. Okay, he's not Charlie. He's not going to Georgia. This is Clem Daniels. Okay, take a look at that average. Take away the 44, and you still got 4 for 8 yards. So, okay, he's doing a little bit worse or whatever. But take a look. You have a lot of push in the offensive line to run plays. You have. He could break another one. He broke a 44-yard one before. You see the long, there was 44 yards, and he scored a touchdown. So why not do it again? If it works once, do it again. Somebody's going to break one. When you take a look at Tampa Bay, it's a little more subdued, but they have a 14 and a 13-yarder. And when you look at Essex Johnson, he, again, the Cincinnati Bengals all-time leading rusher, he's three attempts for 14 yards. Of course, 1 for 13 and then 2 for 1. Looking at throwing the football, Spurrier, 9 and 19. All right, not very good. Threw the pick, a low rating. But when you take a look at the Oakland, oh my God. Like, seriously, I understand, but they got to start doing screens. You got Daniels, who's so good in the open field. And I understand this is a 1962 Daniels, but screen it to Daniels. Run a screen. Start running that and work the 3 to 5 yards on the passing game. Just don't fling it up in the air like they're doing. But, oh, well, who am I? I'm not a 1 in 13 football coach. So here comes the guy who I can't pronounce his name. I'll butcher it because I heard it pronounced right. I said it. I just ate some peanuts. While Mike in the truck was talking, we go into the end zone with the college and the pro names all over the place. And McNeil makes the wrong decision again and comes out to the 17. Well, it's like that kid wishing for that Christmas gift. He doesn't get it. Carter fumbles. And that's going to be a first down, though. They get it back. So Tampa Bay, what do we say? Go to Essex Carter. And not Essex Carter. I got to say up the middle. That's not. I was saying Essex. Sorry about this, Johnson. But it's not Johnson. Carter got the last 2. And he is not the Cincinnati guy. Here's Williams. And that's going to be up the middle. It'll be 3rd down and 7. They're trying to soften up this Oakland defense. They're up 9-7. Spurrier. Here's Carter. And here it is, Essex Carter. He'll get a gain of 3. It'll be 4th and 4 in green. The favorite offensive player of the Tampa Bay fans. Why? Because he's most recognizable. He gets the most plays, the punter. And they give it to Gardner, and Gardner to the 29. That, what we said earlier, about the kicker, they're down by 2. And that could really be a factor, especially with the team that's not driving the football that scored from 44 yards out. They're really going to have to be close to kick the ball. So it'll be 1st down and 10, Davidson. I wonder if he'll do a quarterback sneak here. No, they give to Daniels. And Daniels will get 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. 2nd and 6. Davidson. They're going to give it to Daniels. He's going to get a couple more, and it'll be 3rd and 3, setting up a short incompletion for Davidson. 3rd down and 3. Here it is, the throw, and there's the incompletion. 4th down and 3, and Oakland will kick it. Morrow will punt it, and these their best offensive weapon. Oh, that was a terrible line drive. And they give to Reese only a 24-yard punt. And the high school kick goes only 24 yards. 1st down, Spurrier. Spurrier's going deep, and it's got. That's Owens. And Owens again, that's going to be a 1st down. And the question is, can Green hit it from out here? A long throw by Spurrier. He's a good quarterback. People forget he's playing a defensive line with no penetration. He's a good quarterback. So it'll be 1st and 10. A 1976 Spurrier is not a bad quarterback. Carter again to the near side. And Carter gains 8. All the momentum in the world for Tampa Bay. You can see why I pick Oakland to win it all or lose it all. Williams, he loses 2. It'll be 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Spurrier, that's going to be deeper and incomplete. And now they're going to kick. It is going to be 45 yards. Can he nail it from here? From 45, the kick is going to be up. It is over, and this could be good, and it is good, and that's Green who nails it. 45 yards in Tampa Bay has a 12-7 lead. I'm wondering if any of these non-touchdowns are going to harm them. It could be 28-7, but 4 field goals for Tampa Bay. It's going to be on the 5. Robertson to the 20, to the 25, 30. Here it is. He could go the 40-yard line. He almost did. He almost did. Oh, my goodness. If he would have gone, I would have just fell out of my chair. It's only a 2-foot drop. Davidson, and they go to Dorsey. Where did that come from? That was a sensible pass. We can't have that ever again. 2nd and 4. They give to Miller. Miller on the run, and he gets a first down. All of a sudden, this is going to a shootout. 1st and 10, halfway through the 3rd. Davidson, they hand it off. Robertson again through the middle, and there it is down to the 30-yard line. Wow, talk about a team waking up. 1st and 10, Davidson. Davidson, he'll hand it off to Daniels. Daniels again. Daniels, look at him go. What is Tampa Bay? All of a sudden, Tampa Bay is just like, I would say there are a bunch of orange cones, but at least you trip over orange cones. Davidson, back to throw. Intercepted! And he does what a 1-12 team would do. An interception by Davidson. Oh, I don't know whether that was a throw or went through his hands. Oh, my goodness. And it's intercepted. And Tampa Bay will take over with less than 6 minutes to go. They're going to hand it off. Here's Johnson. And it's going to be not too much here. It'll be 2nd down. 12-7, Tampa Bay. Carter. That'll be 3rd down and 4. Man, that was a hard loss there. 3rd down, Spurrier. They give to Carter as a flag. They're going to have to do it again. So, roughing the passer. Oh, and Oakland will have it. It'll be Tampa Bay. Sorry, it's on Oakland, so Tampa Bay gets some much-needed yards. 1st down and 10. And that'll be incomplete. 2nd down now. 4.5 to go. 2nd down and 10. They're going to hand it to Williams. 3rd down, and that'll be out of bounds. We were talking about kickers, and I remember where that punt on the 9-yard line happened. It was the 52 Dallas Texans, and that's going to be a legal block. It'll be now 2nd and 25 for Tampa Bay. It was the 52 Dallas Texans. I just did a random sort of toilet bowl scrimmage. This was ways ago. And I remember they punted on the 7-yard line. I remember it was the 7-yard. I almost fell out of my chair. So I'm interested to see if Oakland's going to do the same thing. 2nd and 25. Spurrier, there's the screen. He's got Carter. Carter on the run. Carter might get a first down, and he gets a huge chunk. He gets 18 of it back. It'll be 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Through the middle is McKay. He's going to be a yard short. And now they're going to punt. So that was a great drive by Tampa Bay. That really was. To get from 1st and 20, 2nd and 25 to where they are now. And Lewis will get up. Gain of 4. It'll be 1st and 10. 3 minutes to go. Davidson. And that's going to be incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10 with under 3 minutes to go. Davidson, and they're going to get another play because they jumped off sides. Tampa Bay did. Oh, my goodness. 2nd and 5. Davidson. They're going to hand it off to Daniels, and he's going to get about a yard or 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3. 3rd down and 3. They got to do something with it because they're down. Davidson goes out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 4. Now they're going to punt. So Morrow will have it, and he'll kick. And it's another line drive, high school special. And more up to the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay, Spurrier, he's going for it all. He is a man, and it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10. Spurrier, and they give to Williams. 3rd and 7. Under a minute to go for Tampa. They hand it off. Carter's getting nothing, and now they're going to kick again. They're going to send everyone, and they don't get them. It'll be angled and returned by Garner to the 20. So there's going to be 11 seconds to go. Davidson here in the third. The throw intercepted! Intercepted by Gunn. Oh my goodness, Davidson. Oh my, that's incredible. Davidson, it was a mix-up. You could see the receivers ran into each other and fell down. And oh my goodness. Oh, it'll be first down Tampa Bay. 12-7. Spurrier, he gives it to Carter, and that'll be a first down, a gain of 10. And that'll end the third. At the end of the third quarter, Tampa Bay is almost about to get an insurmountable lead. As now all of a sudden the game is picking up a little bit. We're going to go to Mike in the truck. The funny part is, Mike, of all this resurgence, we're so used to punting that we're forgetting it's 17 punts already in this game. 17. How in the world is Oakland going to possibly get 8 points when they punted the ball so much?
They got to hope that they hold in a missed field goal here. That's about all they got. Because yeah, they go up 15-7. That means the modern day rules apply. So Oakland could tie the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But Oakland should be winning this game, to be honest with you. But they are just giving Tampa Bay field position and with turnovers, and they had a great drive at one point, and they're deep in Tampa territory, and they did nothing but run and to get there, and then they throw a pick. I would have kept it on the ground and at least tried for the field goal. Oakland is giving this game to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay isn't exactly earning it. They're being given this game. So I think it comes down to I still think it comes down to field position, and if Oakland can get it, Oakland's not going to be able to drive on their own. They have to have great field position to score, or get the lucky break like they did with the 40-something yard touchdown run. They got to get a lucky turnover in Tampa territory and have a decent drive to win the game. Otherwise, Tampa's going to have the first win in history.
Yeah, 5 turnovers for Oakland. And of those, only 2 were fumbles. Those interceptions. Oakland was looking great on that drive. They were getting 10 to 12 yards, and I'm thinking, here it is. They're going to lead 14 to 12 or 15 or 13 or whatever it is. And then they throw that slant, and it's intercepted. And I'm like, well, they're 1-13 for a reason. That's unbelievable.
And look at the time. Look at the time of possession. Tampa has had the ball 10 more minutes in 3 quarters, and yet they haven't gotten the end zone. They've only scored because of turnovers and great field position. That's literally the only reason that Tampa has scored. So this could be a 7-0 Oakland game, to be honest with you. Tampa Bay is not winning this game by winning per se. Oakland is giving it to them.
Yeah, I guess there we were talked about before about the different kinds in other games. We talked about the different kinds of bad there are on bad teams. There are teams that are just overall bad, which I think some of these are, like the 52 Texans and the 72 Oilers. Then there are teams that are bad because of like cohesion, which means, okay, they can win, like the 91 Colts and all that. They had people in there, but they were just a mess and stuff like that. Teams without philosophies, but these teams are bad because they give games away. And the most frustrating, this is the most frustrating kind of bad because everybody's like, well, if you don't do this or this, we win the game. If you don't commit one of those 5 turnovers, they might be winning this game big. And so these two teams are the most frustrating bad. I know Tampa Bay only played 3 one-score games in 1976, but when you take them as a sim, and you take out all the extraneous forces, they're a bad team, but they fumble a lot and they do weird things. This Oakland team actually improved in the scores and the margins of victory. They just made a lot of mental errors, and you can see it today. So here we go as Tampa Bay in the fourth quarter is going to start out. Here in the fourth, and this is going to be Spurrier. The quick throw to Moore. And it'll be 2nd down and 4. If they get a touchdown here, it might be over. 2nd down for Spurrier. And they're going to go to the near side. Williams, he's close to a first down. It's out of bounds, 3rd and 1. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Spurrier, he's being chased. He throws, and it's incomplete. So Green's going to have a field goal. It'll be technically 1 score this game, but it'll be up and good. Technically 1 score, but in reality, probably 3 field goals. So it's 15-7, and here's the kick. In reality, if they get lucky and get a touchdown, I don't know about the 2-point conversion. They go into that end zone. Here's Daniels to the 25. They're going to need an intangible to get in the end zone. 1st and 10. Oakland had a good drive a couple drives ago. They give it to Daniels, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. 2nd and 8, under 13 to go in the game. Davidson, they give it to Daniels again. He had a wide open hole. He goes around the end for no reason, and he goes down to the 43 on the near side. Daniels 16 yards. It'll be 1st down. Here comes Oakland again driving. How are they going to blow it? Davidson, it's caught by White. How is this? It's like the Truman Show. How is this thing going to end? 2nd and 1. Davidson back to throw. He's going to throw it deeper, and it's going to be incomplete. That'd be funny if they threw 3 incomplete passes on 1 yard to go. 3rd and 1. And they moved. So Daniels, this isn't going to count. This is not going to count. It's got to be frustrating. And again, it'll be 3rd and 6. They get a long gain, but it'll be 3rd and 6. Here's Davidson. Davidson, they give to Daniels. Daniels again, he's going to get a little bit. So the question is, are they going for it? And the answer is a resounding no. So Morrow, and Morrow will kick. It's going to be to the 10-yard line, and here it's more to the 15. So Tampa Bay now. I think everybody in the stadium's rooting for Tampa Bay. Not only it's Tampa Bay, but if they score here, there'll be no overtime. The throw, McKay. I think that's Tampa Bay's biggest nightmare, is throwing a pick 8 right now. 2nd down and 3. Spurrier, he's being chased. And the throw, it's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 3. These incompletions add up in time. 3rd down, Spurrier. They give it to Carter. It's a 1st down. That's a couple more minutes. But there's a penalty, and just like Tampa Bay, no, it's on defensive holding. So it's defensive holding, and Tampa Bay is a 1st down, under 10 minutes to go. Spurrier, and they give it to Carter. He gets nothing. It'll be 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11, it's 15-7, 3 field goals. Spurrier throws it through the hand. It'll be 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 for Spurrier. Back to throw. They're going to throw it deep down the middle. It is caught by Smith, and a 1st down for Tampa. Oh, this is huge. Oh, this is huge. It just flips the field, and all the momentum too. Oh, that was big. Now you're starting to see Oakland go, here we go again. It's 1st and 10 for Tampa. And they're giving it to Johnson. Nothing there. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down. They give it to Carter. And Carter, it'll be 3rd down and 6. Tampa Bay, remember they had a touchdown taken away by the terrible turf in the 1st quarter. And that's going to be incomplete. It'll be 4th and 6. Either the turf, we're just going to say it was a turf and not a shoelace. And Oakland, that's going to be a kick by Tampa Bay. And they're going to get it back to the 8-yard line. Under 7 minutes to go. Oakland is down by a touchdown and a 2. Davidson, and that one's incomplete, making him about 6 for 7,000 in this game. 2nd down. Davidson, and the blitz is on. They throw, and guess what? It's another incompletion. It'll be 3rd and 10. Seems like that kid that's playing Madden for the first time on the hardest level. And it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Like when I was a kid, I put it all the way up, and I just kept throwing Hail Marys, and I was like 8 for 63 in passing. And there's a kick to Moore. They got a field goal kicker, and Moore will go all the way, and that's it. It is all over, and Moore puts it in. And it would truly be a miracle if Oakland comes back to win. But don't turn the channel. You never know in this game. It truly could get more god-awful than this. And it is to the 48-yard line. Watch more in the return. This was a huge break for Tampa because it means 2 scores. And that's big. Now all of a sudden It is a 2-score lead. It is 21-7. Green, if he misses this extra point, it is up, it is over, and it's 22-7, forcing Oakland to at least get one 2-point conversion. Oakland is in 4-down football right now. They have to be in 4-down football. And it's going to be into the end zone. And Daniels, what in the world is he doing? And of course, he makes the right decision there up to the 25. First down and 10. Back to throw. Davidson, he's going to throw. It's caught. It's caught, and he's still going to Boydston. And that's going to be a first down and gain of 23. Watch Boydston. Boydston is a tight end, and you can see him. He's the second receiver from the bottom. He crosses upwards, and he starts to go. It's like when you're down in a basketball game and you're hacked, and you gotta make it, even though you gotta just outrun them. Davidson, it's caught to Boydston again. I wonder who they're going to start going to. 5:01 to go in the game. Where was Boydston all game? They give to Daniels, and well, they didn't work. Second down, Oakland's hurrying to the line, under 5 minutes to go. Davidson, they give to Robertson. Robertson is smacked in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and 12. 4:35 to go. Davidson through the middle, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 12. And now they got to go for it. 4th and 12, Davidson. He'll throw, and it's incomplete, and Tampa's going to take over. So 4 minutes to go. Tampa's going to try and get to the 2-minute warning. And for some reason, they think that an out-of-bounds play is the best play. Second down, Carter. It'll be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 with 3.5. They give it to Essex. Carter again. Up to the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th down, and now Green has to kick. Oakland has all their timeouts. And Oakland has, which means if they score, they don't need the onside kick. But the key is score. And it'll be first down and 10 under 3 minutes. Davidson, he's going around the throw. It's a little choppy on my end and incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Davidson going to throw to the near side. It's incomplete here. It'll be 3rd down and 10. 3rd and 10. 2:43 to go. Davidson again. He throws. Intercepted. That's it. And Stone with the interception. And Tampa Bay is about to win their first game in franchise history. They had to dig deep and go back 14 years and find a team full of people that aren't in the NFL to win. But Tampa Bay did it, and it's 22-7. First down and 10, Spurrier. And they give it to Johnson, and it's going to be a gain of nothing. Oakland using their timeouts. They need the onside kick. Williams, it'll be 3rd down and 10. Timeout for Oakland. 3rd down. And they give it to Williams again, and it'll be 4th down and 8. Here's the field goal, would make it 18 and 3 scores. The 2-minute warning. So Mike in the truck, this is all but over. So is it really over, or is he going to choke and we're going to have a crazy ending?
Nah, it's over. I mean, look, Oakland could block the field goal and return it for a touchdown. This game's still over. Get the onside kick. They can't throw the ball. This game's over.
They have half as many completions to the other team as they do their own. And almost. They've had 6 turnovers today. They had a total of 21 punts in the game. They are 2 of 13. I think this is ripe for a comeback. Oh, I think it's ripe for – no, I mean, my goodness. I mean, I will say this. My prediction of Oakland going all the way and winning it all, well, I mean, it's showing – well here. So here we go. This is the field goal that'll probably end it. It is up, it is over, and it is good. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 1:54 away. 25-7, they lead Oakland. And when you lose to the Buccaneers this much, as I said, Buccaneers have a little bit of talent, a little bit. And they were an expansion team. They came into training camp overweight. They came in and out of shape, and It was even the general manager apologized for putting together that team. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Actually, Tampa Bay did win a game that year. It was a preseason game. They'll be 3rd and 10 in the first game. Tampa Bay played the 19 in the first home game, 76 Miami Dolphins. As it's 4th down and Morrow, they just threw in the white towel right there. They just don't want it to get too bad. They know they got to play another week. But anyway, they played this same Dolphin team, this same Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, played the Dolphins 28-21. So it weren't bad. Spurrier is just showing mercy. And Tampa Bay is, oh, well, that was a little bit mean. They take a knee, then they pitch it to the outside. 3rd, and well, how do you know? They've never won, so how do they know how to win? And that's going to be it. The final score here, 25-7, Tampa Bay, with actually a resounding victory. And it says in a strong effort. I think Oakland gave most of that strong effort, pushed most in that strong effort. I think that their 6 turnovers had a lot to do. Their penalties came at really bad times. They started off with a 44-yard run, but then they collapsed at the end of the second half. And then in the mid-3rd to early 4th quarter, Tampa Bay just took over. And by the late 4th quarter, they kicked the field goal to seal it. Is that the way you see it, Mike, in the truck? Because that's the way I think most people are reading this game.
Well, Oakland scored first with the touchdown. That was the only score they got. I'll be honest with you. Uh, the turnovers and the special teams bungle is what costs the Raiders. They could very well have won this game. Uh, they had that great drive, and then they decide to throw and they get picked off in the red zone. The Raiders gave this to Tampa Bay. I mean, you look at time of possession, Tampa Bay 36 minutes to 23 minutes. To be honest with you, you take away all those turnovers, forget time of possession, because it wasn't like Tampa Bay was driving down the field and scoring. They weren't. They were given gifts, and if you take away those turnovers, I think Oakland wins this game. I think they win this game, and they probably would have had 2 scores. They probably would have been up 14. Probably this final score, I would say, is probably going to be something like 14-6, Oakland. But they gave the game away. I'm not trying to rain on Tampa's parade, but I don't think they exactly earned this. They didn't. They were given this game by the Raiders. If it weren't for all that, the Raiders win this game, pure and simple. It was the turnovers that just absolutely killed them and gave. And when they got turnovers, Tampa Bay had trouble even scoring deep in. They did usually, but they had trouble scoring in the red zone. They couldn't do anything. So I think this is more of, and I'm not trying to raid on Tampa's parade. I think this is more Oakland blowing it than Tampa winning it.
I would say I would agree to you to a big extent. I like the way Tampa Bay, though, after that interception, they drove down the field very methodically. I like that. I like the fact that Steve Spurrier threw around 50%, one pass under 50%. I think Tampa Bay, a little bit of their ineptness in offense is the fact that once they started winning, I think they just got scared and played really to the shelf. Very short passes, a lot of runs. And I think that to a point. Spurrier had an all right game. I know the rating's a little deceiving. He hit just slightly under 50%, but he only had 1 interception. That was a mistake. There were 2 big turnovers, but when you take away points, you take away the 6 points by the Buccaneers, and the final was 25-7. So now you're at 19. And let's say they don't score, but remember it was 12-7 Tampa Bay when the interception was thrown. 12-7. So let's say it's 7-3, and they don't have that first interception, which caused that implosion. Then all of a sudden, you're right. This thing could be 14-3 in the third quarter, and I don't think Tampa Bay is coming back from that. But as you take a look at the stats, I think Green needs to get player of the game. Anybody that sims 6 for 6 in field goals, that's unbelievable. They weren't all chip shots. They were between 30 and 45 yards. They were good ones. And of course, Green came on to punt 11 times. The returns were good. The punt returns were really good. I think that also hurt Oakland. When you take a look at Oakland very quickly, you take a look at their rushing because they're passing a 0. Yeah, that, oh my goodness. When you take a look at their rushing, Clem Daniels, here we go, 14 for 96. So let's say he has 28, like a lot of running backs at that time, and he's stamina wise can do 28 for 192. If you extrapolate that out, I mean, look at that. I mean, he was getting one. They needed to break it wide open. They didn't. The 2 fumbles were not by him. And you take a look, Boydston was incredible. Yeah, but he had 2 passes in a row where he caught passes. And then the rest of the game, not that much. So you take a look defensively, just 1 interception, kicking wise. You take a look, everybody hit their field goals because that guy didn't have any. And when you look at the punting, Morrow, but I think that's a little deceptive. He didn't have any because of his range. And I think that part of the interceptions and part of the turnovers was a perception that they needed to be aggressive beyond their capabilities. Because it takes a certain talent to be aggressive beyond your capabilities. Those are the superstars. Those are the great people, like the Steelers of the 70s. When they needed to be aggressive beyond their capabilities, they were, and they always succeeded. The New England Patriots, when they needed to, we call it turning it on, that was big. I think that when Oakland tried to turn it on, the engine was just like my car. It just spit fired, backfired, and blew up, and this weird blue smoke came out. And they knew they were done. So we'll take a look. Okay, go ahead, Mike, in the truck here.
Okay.
What do you think about that whole thing, and your thoughts on these games coming up?
Uh, I don't think this is a contest. I think Kansas City utterly runs over the Dallas Texans. It's not even going to
Okay,
be
but how
close.
much? How much? Let's play prices right here.
I'm going to say by at least 30 points.
You say 30, so I'm going to pick 1 because if you go over, you lose. So I'm gonna pick $1 here. I mean 1 point.
1 point for Kansas City to win.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Whoa, we have a huge upset.
Oh, that's a big, big, big upset.
Wow.
That
That is
is.
a shocker. I thought the Dallas Texans could end up playing to in the toilet bowl, and they're
I
out.
was I was researching them today. Because in the back of my head, I knew they would make it. We got to see what happened here. There's got to be
Wow.
something here. It was clear skies too. Let's see. So we're going from the very beginning. Trapuka. Oh, okay. So it started out well. And then Baldwin right here. This was a 3rd and 20. So they threw, and that is caught by Baldwin. Okay, so it's 7-0 Kansas City. There must have been a turnover or something like that for them to get the ball. Let's see what they're down in distance. Let's see. So 6 plays 59, so something happened. Kansas City, I see, lost off fumble here. And there
Wow.
they go. And then Dallas was stopped on a 4th down. Let's see where they were stopped. I'm curious because of the kicker's range. Look, they're punting from the 2-yard line. They punted from the 2-yard line. Okay, that's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever.
Do you know
Out of the,
why? Do you know why, Chris? I
I would
just
love.
remembered why. I'll tell you exactly why.
Oh
They
my
did
goodness.
not make a field goal the entire season.
Oh really?
They did not make a field goal the entire season. So statistically, their field goal kicker, and the numbers are accurate for this game. Statistically, when they were entered in for the teams, statistically, they did not make a field goal the entire 1952 season. They were 0 for whatever. They didn't make a single one. So the game's like, well, you can't make it, so you're going to have to punt. That's why. They literally did not make a field goal the entire season.
Now, I have some football trivia for you. So go back to that play. This is very interesting. When you go, it's the stopped on fourth down play. Now, what happens for viewers out there, when something like this happens, a kick is not a kick until it goes beyond the expanded neutral zone.
And it didn't.
You can tell as a referee. So this is actually a fumble. This is treated as a fumble. So the game accurately says stopped on fourth down because it's a fumble that goes out of bounds. A kick is not a kick. So quite frankly, when the ball does not cross the line of scrimmage, it's a fumble. The offense can pick it up and run. The defense can pick it up and run. There is no touching. If the defense touches it, then the offense falls on it. It's still a fumble. So right there, it's like basically a blocked kick where you can return it. So it's very weird because you never see somebody whiff on a punt. But if somebody whiffs on a punt, you can pick it up in your own backfield and run it in for a touchdown. That would be a great trick play. I've never seen it done where you punt it, everybody gets away from it, and then your offensive guy just picks it up and runs for a touchdown. People are like, what? You can do that? And, yeah, because it's behind the line. But that was, oh, my goodness.
Well, a little trivia for you. In 05, what was the name of the punter for the Steelers when they won the Super Bowl? He had never had a blocked punt.
Oh, not Ron Stark. It was.
I blanked out on his name.
Josh Miller?
No, wasn't Miller.
Okay, now I'm going to look it up.
Okay. Just look
I'm going to look it up while you tell the story.
Yeah, well the story is this. He never, 05 Steelers are playing Monday Night Football against the San Diego Chargers. And San Diego came close to blocking the punts, and all the announcers were like that he's never had a blocked punt in his career. So the Steelers have to go to punt, and the punt is blocked. It's physically blocked, but the ball moves forward. So, yes, it was Colquitt. Thank you, Bob B.
Bob, was it or Chris Gardocki?
No, it was Gardocki. You're right. It was Chris Gardocki. Never had a punt blocked. And so the punt was physically blocked by San Diego, but the ball moved across the line of scrimmage and moved forward. So the announcers were like, believe it or not, it's physically blocked, but this will not go down in the record books as a blocked punt because the ball still physically moved forward. It's going to be a very short pump by Chris Gardocki, but it is not a blocked punt. So he physically had it, and the Steelers won the last play of the game. I remember watching that on Monday night. They won the last play of the game with a field goal.
That's right. They could have kicked the field goal, and they ran for the touchdown. Yeah. That's right. That was the one where they could have tied it up, and then Tomlin all of a sudden
this was 05. This was 05. This was the first year they won it with Cowher. Yeah. No, okay. It was the last play of the game, and the Steelers kicked the field goal. This is when Drew Brees was the quarterback of the Chargers.
That's right. 24-22. I'm looking it up. I don't know that.
Yeah.
But I'm looking it up right now. 24-22. That was big.
Okay, so let's see. The next
That's
play.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
This is a shocker.
It is.
How did this happen?
14-10. And he runs right up the middle on third down. And to think, though, that any time there was a fourth down, they had to punt. Oh my goodness. Trent Green, the quarterback. Was it Trent Green that's throwing it?
No, it was Castle.
Who is it? Oh, Matt Castle. That's right.
This is a huge upset. Now, the Texans won one game. And the reason they won, I forgot who they beat. It might have been Chicago. But that team came out and they were like, well, we're going to win this game. So what they did was they put in their second stringers. And I think they put in like their third stringers. They just didn't care. And what happened was there were like a couple turnovers and the Texans got out to an early lead and actually scored. And so I want to say it was Chicago, could be wrong, but whoever
it was Chicago, they won 27-23.
Yeah, so Chicago was like, oh crap. So then they brought in their starters to try to come back. But Dallas was able to hold on and win. That's the only reason that they didn't go winless. It was because the Chicago brought out their second and third stringers, and this is it's a layup game, and they had two turnovers that gave Dallas quick scores, and they were like, well, crap, now we're down like what was it, 14 to nothing. We had to come back. So this is a huge shock.
Well, you know where that game was played, and I looked at this. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why, but they played that game in Akron, Ohio, in the Rubber
Well,
Bowl.
here's why. Here's why. Because as we talked about before, the Texans were horrible, and they ended up going bankrupt, and they couldn't get anybody to show up to the games, and they lost their stadium. So they had to play in different places, and not only that, they only had 4 home games the entire 12-week season. The rest, some places
Were home games. So that means out of the rest from week 5 to week 12, they only had one game at the Cotton Bowl, and that was week 7. And then they played in a Rubber Bowl in front of 3,000 people. There were more people that went to Knock High School versus Highlands. They went to the Chicago Bears, for a championship quality team. The Chicago Bears. So, well, they're 5-7, but it's the Chicago Bears, and only 3,000 people showed up. You'd figure you're playing in Akron. Imagine today if like the Kansas City Chiefs played the San Diego Chargers, and they played it in like Akron or something. People would go because they're never going to see an NFL game, or something like that. People would go just to see two teams. 3,000. My goodness.
Well, I'll tell you, I built the 52 Texans, and I remember it's the only team that I've ever built that literally did not make a field goal. They literally did not make a field goal the whole year. I remember this. They were 0 for whatever. They literally did not make a field goal the entire year, and they are programmed to be bad, and they're probably programmed worse than the 76 Bucs, to be straight up with you. But for them to not only win, but to win this big, this is insanity. So, I mean, look, the Buccaneers and the Texans are out. Think about this. Now think about this. They're out. They can't play in the toilet bowl. They've cleared their names. Art Donovan was actually part of the Texans team. And
that's the one I was thinking of.
Art Donovan was like, no one cared. It was they would just go out and drink and didn't care. They didn't care because nobody cared, and they didn't care. They were just bad. And he said, I remember reading an article about it. He said something along the lines, I actually have fond memories of that team. I mean, this is a guy that was part of the championship Colts team and was a fantastic player. But he was just like, it was he was just like said how much of a disaster, and there was no morale, none whatsoever, how bad they were. Now this is going to be an interesting matchup, the 71 Bills and the 72 Oilers, because they're back-to-back years, and something, Chris, if you're unfamiliar with, and I'll tell everybody this, in any sports simulation game, and I learned this from actually the programmer of micro league football. NFL Pro League football. He said you're going to get the most realistic results when you play teams inside their given season because their stats are going to be relative and the ratings are going to be relative. Yes, you can play teams from different eras, but when you do that, you're going to lose some level of relativity.
I agree there. You have teams that are relics of their own time,
right.
And you have teams like, I would say, the 73 Dolphins, and you have teams like the 85 Bears that if they were to play today, the Dolphins would have no passing game, so they get sliced up.
Yeah,
and the
it wouldn't be
Bears
close.
Just pass all over them. Yeah.
And I'm not criticizing Miami, but because Greasy only threw, or even Morrill, I mean, they didn't throw that much. So the passing game, and I'm not being critical of them, they'd have that locked up, and they would just be going after the run. And I think that, because it's like when the Raiders beat the Steelers in the AFC Championship game in '76. The Steelers went in without Rocky Blair and Franco Harris. Each had 1,000 yards. Both got hurt in the Baltimore game. So they knew, well, they're going to be on their backup running backs. They're not going to have 100-yard games, either one of them. They're not going to be the running backs don't compare to Harris and Blyer. So Bradshaw's going to have to throw. So we're just going to key on the pass all day. And that's what they did, and they won like 24-7. If Blyer and Harris were in that game, Pittsburgh could very well have won. But the Raiders
Actually,
knew this, and so
yeah.
so I think that the Bears would have just been all over all three of the great because Miami didn't just have two running backs that ran for 1,000 yards. Their third string running back was actually really good. Kick, I
Jim
mean,
Kick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kick could do it too. He just didn't get the ball as many times. But I think that Chicago would have just keyed on the run, and it could have been a train wreck for Miami. But I keep saying I think Buffalo will win their given matchup because of O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson has not run very well. Do you think this is the game where O.J. Simpson runs well and he gives the win to Buffalo against Houston?
Oh God, I think after my remember I won the last prediction because I said 1 point. So I would say now it's time for me to go out on a limb on this Price is Right thing, and I'm going to say 150 yards for O.J. Simpson.
And the win.
Yeah, but it's going to be a weird score and it's going to be ugly.
Okay. I'm gonna still stick with OJ. He's got to do it at some point. So here we go. These are two very bad teams. So here we go. And it
There
is
we go. There's
Buffalo.
the weird.
And there's
There's
a
that
weird
ugly
score.
weird.
I mean, you got a field goal and a safety.
Get
So
150. Get 150. And there you see it. Let's see. Bo Pastorini. He was trial by fire here. There's nobody even there. Allen interception. That's big. And then here's Shaw. Remember our friend from the last. There's OJ. He gets in. Buffalo losing fumbles. So it looks like Houston had opportunities. They couldn't do a thing. They throw an interception. Buffalo lost 2 fumbles. So they give the ball right there. Houston gets nothing.
all right, that was
And then they
Braxton
lose.
who fumbled it. Let's see if it is it. Well, it's not going to be Simpson. He's not here. So it wasn't Simpson in the lineup. Maybe he got hurt. O.J. Simpson 3-yard run. It was the O.J. Simpson show for Buffalo. That's about all they had.
There it is. And then Buffalo lose 3 fumbles.
Oh wait, here's the
That's
safety.
big
Here's the safety. They got Shaw in the end zone, running for his life like Fran Tarkenton.
Oh, my goodness. No, actually, it looked like Archie Manning on that one play against the Eagles when he went all the way back and then came forward. He just didn't throw it underhand. That
Look
was
at this. I mean,
huge.
look at that. I mean, even
Yeah.
when Houston has trouble scoring, Jesus, they have a way of semi redeeming themselves and they can't do it. So I'm
They
not
tried to.
exactly surprised at that one. That one played out very believable in my opinion. Now for a really interesting one. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to take Miami by a hair in this one.
I was thinking the same thing. Miami by a little bit. I'm just thinking about the futility Dallas had and the fact that they're giving up a lot of runs. Again, these are 2 proud franchises. I think Dallas is going to fight, but I think Miami 27-23.
I was going to say like 21-17 Miami.
This is
So,
going to be a regular looking score, I think, and
yeah.
Miami's going to be a close game.
All right, here we go.
Nope,
Oh,
I'm wrong on both ends.
Dallas. Dallas gets off this night. They win 20-15. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh Lord, intercepted by Joey Porter out of the gate.
Oh, Miami at Dallas. How about some snow on the
I
ground?
was just thinking the same thing,
Where's
and they
where's
lose off of a
Leon Lett?
Leon
Yeah,
Lett. Yeah, it's
yeah. So Hill with the interception. As we look down, Kelvin Martin, 54-yard pass from Aikman. You're going to see it here. This was big. Aikman. Now this is Kelvin Martin. So Martin, this is talent that hasn't been defined. right now. This is the 1989 Dallas and Kelvin Martin. So
And
Martin was good at this time. He was just on a bad team. That was the Troy Aikman in 1989 as Lehan.
yeah.
And you take a look.
Oh, look at
So,
this. Feely with
oh,
the
wow,
over 50 something yards, and he hits it.
53. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. I have to show that.
Oh, good night
Goes
there.
54
30,
yards. Oh,
36
53,
by
excuse me.
Rudash, 42 for Feely again. The interception in the
And,
third quarter. It's
and
10-9.
Aikman to Leon, this is the second time he's picked off Aikman. Look at that. He's picked him off twice. Now who
Well, it's payback for what was it
and he
in
was
the
throwing
Super
to
Bowl? Brown.
Martin. He was throwing to Martin both times, I would
Yeah.
think. Wow.
So you take a look down. Stopped on fourth down. Miami stopped with 2:35 to go
Yeah, but
on fourth down.
they're inside their own 10.
But this is interesting because look at the final score, 20-15. So it's 20-9. Aikman to Moose, and he went all the way. So it's now that was a big one. Then Booker.
That
With
means they
still
went they yeah, Booker. Okay.
remember last week, that's our buddy Booker. Lemon to Booker. There's my car the lemon thrown to Booker.
So they went for two. I'm guessing they went for two and didn't get it.
That's correct. It says failed two.
Yeah. Yeah.
On,
So they
there
were trying to
it
make it
is.
a 3-point game. So there's your 15.
There we go. Now let's go back really quickly to Kansas City and Dallas. The turnovers. I didn't take a look at the turnovers on that one. There it is.
Two.
No, 2-1. That's not enough to do that. Let's see how they did it. 374 yards for Dallas. My goodness. Dallas, believe it or not, scored points that year. It was their defensive ability trying to stop. I'm going to read you Dallas's how much they scored. Remember, this is back in 1952. They scored 6, okay, bad, 14, 20, 14, 21, 20, 6, 13, 14, 27, 21, and then 6. So they had games where they scored they scored over 20 points 5 times. So they were kind of capable. Total yards, they broke 300 once in a win, but they got over 200, over 250 5 times. So they had the capability and the potential. I'm just shocked their defense. Their absolute defense. It's funny because as I look at them, they lost to the Rams 27-6. The Rams had 169 total yards, -5 passing yards. I don't know how that game turned out or why it turned out that way, but they showed promise a little bit. And as you said about Art Donovan, what he said, if they cared, they might have been a better team. They might have been competitive. So that's what I'm thinking. Dallas, just sim-wise, you take away all those extraneous things.
It might have been Gino Marchetti that I was referring to instead of Art Donovan. Maybe it was Gino Marchetti.
I think Art Donovan was on the team. And I remember seeing, so I'm going to take a look at it right now. Chapuka was there. What was let's see, offensive line. It was Gino Marchetti was on the team. I swore Art Donovan played defense.
Right.
So Art Donovan, looking, Davis, Horner, Donovan. Where is Donovan? No Art Donovan. It was Gino Marchetti.
It was
He's the guy.
Gino Marchetti then. It was Gino Marchetti who made those statements about how bad they were.
Yeah, I kept thinking it was Art Donovan. That's who the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Whenever I made that comment in one game, but I was wrong, horribly wrong. But right now, this is incredible. So we got our Final Four.
Okay, so if we look back, I'm going to call up the bracket that we just had. Okay, so Tampa Bay wins, so Oakland advances, and Dallas wins, so Miami advances. So next round for the Final Four, it's the 62 Raiders against the 0-1 Dolphins, and the game will take place. Who is the higher seed?
Miami.
So the game will take place in Miami. And then we've got the 2012 Kansas City Chiefs, who will play the 1972 Houston Oilers, and the game will take place in Houston. So your final four are the 62 Raiders, '07 Dolphins with one win, and the 62 Raiders had one win. Uh, Kansas City, I forgot what they had. Let's see. So you got two teams with one win. Um, and Kansas City was at 2012, 2012 Chiefs.
I think Houston also had one win in that year.
Well, Kansas City was 2-14. They were the 32nd ranked offense, worst in the league. They were the 25th ranked defense out of 32. So they were
Wow.
horrible on both sides of the ball. And basically, I'm looking at points for and points against average. They were losing games 27-13 on average.
Wow.
27-13. So Kansas City was horrible. So they had two wins, and this is the 1972 Oilers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. They were 1-13. They had the 25th worst offense out of 26 teams, and they had the 25th worst defense out of 26 teams. But they were losing games 27-12 on average.
Well,
So
my question is,
that game might be a coin flip, but I'll be honest with you. I think the one guarantee, if I had to do a guarantee, is Miami beats Oakland.
yeah, I'd say that. I'm wondering why Houston's the only 1972 team on here. I'm wondering who number 26 was in those standings for the Houston Oilers if they were 25th. But I would actually say this. I think Miami's going to blow out Oakland, and I think that Houston is going to beat Kansas City. I think no, I think Kansas City's going to beat Houston.
I would agree with
Yeah.
you because they're a more modern team, and I think that's going to come into play here. So if I had to guess, I think your championship is going to be the Raiders and the Oilers.
I think that's a possibility. That's a big one. And I know one of the things about doing these teams, this tournament is, and I love it because expect the unexpected. Um, the teams are not going to be the ones you expect for many, many different reasons. One of the reasons is sometimes teams are bad relative to their year. Maybe it's a strong year. Maybe teams are modern, and you don't think that a modern team can lose to a 1952 team. There are many different reasons why things happen. But when I take a look at here, I'm just seeing Oakland being bad. But anyway, when we take a look, getting back to my point, I forgot it for a second. But we all think, oh, it's Tampa Bay in a blow up. Tampa Bay's going to play in the title and all that. No, Tampa Bay was, again, bad in 1976. When they played their schedule, they were in the AFC West. They had to play the Oakland Raiders twice, Super Bowl champions. They had to play the San Diego Chargers, who were emerging at that time. They're starting to emerge. They had to play the Denver Broncos, who were very good at the time, 2 years removed from a Super Bowl championship twice. They had to play the Kansas City Chiefs, who were bad, but they were mediocre because they played 6 games a year against tough teams. See what I'm saying?
And
So
they also
Tampa
played
Bay,
the 76 Steelers with arguably the best defense in history, and the Pittsburgh shut them out something like 28-35, nothing. It was something like that.
was 42-0. Yeah, the
Yeah,
biggest Monday Night Football blowout ever. Um, one of them. But it was bad. But that's the thing. Tampa Bay was bad relative to their time. When you take a look at all time bad, I think we hit the nail on the head because Oakland is in an AFL team. They didn't get the stars yet in 62. They didn't have the credibility yet in 62. They were bad in a bad league. So that makes you really bad. The 72 Oilers, when you take a look at the AFC Central at the time, the Steelers were just emerging. They had a losing season in 71. The Oilers were down. The Cleveland Browns were 2 years removed from an NFL championship appearance, and they ended up not really too much. They were rebuilding. And then the Cincinnati Bengals were just trying to find themselves. So they were bad in a bad era. I'm not sure about Kansas City.
that to me,
I
that's a
don't know.
surprise. That is a
That
surprise
is.
that they're still
That's
in
a big
this.
surprise.
That is a surprise. Um, That's a huge surprise. I'm still
because I
kind
could.
and I'm still kind of surprised. I was surprised about both Dallas and Miami still being in it. And well, I mean, obviously one of them still has to go on, and it's Miami. I'm surprised they're in it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I think they're just gonna utterly run over Oakland. I think
Yeah,
that,
I'm thinking
yeah.
I could see 52 Dallas and what you're saying and all that. What we were saying before, I can see why a little bit why they won because if Art or was it Gino Marchetti starts saying that they didn't care, but yet they were a little bit close. They were still scoring. They were doing things, and the NFL back then was what 12 teams, 14 teams.
They had 12, and in one year they actually had 13 teams. And I want to say 52, they had 13.
That was
It was either
13.
51 or 52. They had two teams, and then in 53, they went back to 12.
Yeah, it was one of those years because I know the New York Giants in '66 they had 13 teams because everybody the expansion Atlanta Falcons went 0-8 before the bye, and then after the bye they went 3-3, and then that one weird extra point where Andy Russell caught the extra point, you couldn't go for two, so it only counted as one. And that was the second botched field goal on the same drive, and it was getting first downs and scores. But anyway, I know that they bounced up and down there, but still, with only 12 or 13 teams, they're a team that didn't care, but yet they still beat a team, even though that team started out with its third string. They still beat that team. So that means that they have at worst the 13th best pro football team in the world. How prevalent talent was back then, I don't know. We might have had a lot of the style of football they played was very, very, how should I say, technique proficient and not skilled. Like you had to throw a pass through a needle's eye from 15 yards away. That takes a long time to develop. But I would agree with you. Kansas City is a little more modern. They can do things like that. And I think that there's no Earl Campbell on 72 Houston. So I really think that Houston's going to be in a bind. I don't know. I think that game will be close. I think Miami will blow out Oakland. And I think Kansas City and Houston, it'll be a toss up. But I would be shocked if Kansas City's in the final.
Yeah, I think we're looking at Oakland and Houston. But Chris, I got to run. Look, I want to thank you once again for calling this game. You did again an excellent job, and we're about to be down to the final four.
Oh, and everybody gets excited over Final Four games, but we have to remind people it's going to be interesting. Please don't join in, tune in, comment, and do everything. But remember, these are the Final Four of the worst teams ever to play. So if you see great comebacks, if you see missed 20-yard field goals, if you see crazy stuff happening, then please understand that yes, that's what makes the tournament so exciting because we're down to the four worst, and it should be really fun to watch. Have a great day, and thank you for having me. And we're going to see everybody next week. Have a great week, and we're going to see you for the Final Four.